Ghana has adopted me, and I have adopted Ghana. So I'm always looking for hidden gems in Ghana, and this short video will be one such hidden gems. It might surprise my viewers as to what I'll be talking about. Ghana, as you know, is famous for a lot of things. For visitors, Ghana is known for its lush forest, its dance, its music, its cultural traditions, including art and the kente cloth from the Akan and the Ewe people. Their wood carvings, textile, pottery, those are part of the lore of Ghana. And then there are the beaches, the infamous slave castles and forts. And yes, the food, and more food. No one can visit Ghana without talking about the food. This all form a part of the tapestry of what visitors see, feel, and experience on a visit to Ghana. But there are some hidden gems a lot of visitors never see. And that would include backyard gardens, backyard gardens. So I want to take us on a journey of one such backyard garden. So this then is some highlights of some eye-catching, gorgeous, and exquisite photos of flowers from a backyard garden of one plant-loving, green-thumb Ghanaian, Teki. And I'm sure Teki won't mind. I won't call her the last name to preserve her privacy. But what will follow next on these pages are some beautiful, very exquisite um, products from her own backyard garden. So here we're starting with her. This is a very good view of the lush green paradise in her greenhouse. And from a distance, it might seem like all green. But then when you get close up and see some of the blooming bulbs, when you see orchids of all kinds staring at you in their splendor, then you can appreciate why these are hidden gems that a lot of tourists, most tourists, never get to see or experience as a part of beautiful Ghana. And so let's go on a journey as we look at some of these blooming orchids mainly. There are a few roses and some hibiscus, but it's primarily orchids for orchid lovers. So feast the eyes and enjoy the view as we move along. Of course, to the left is a beautiful rose, and to the right is a blooming orchid. Look at this beautiful purple. It's just marvelous. That's all I can say. I'm not a connoisseur to use the right descriptive language, but I'm speaking to what I see, and you'll bear with. Here is another rose, red rose, more roses, and this look more pinkish, pink rose. So again, we're starting to get an array of colors, um, not just red or white, but also pink. Now here we go with some orchids, and maybe to save face, I'll leave describing the colors. But of course, you can see the stamen, they're yellow, and the petals are I'd say a pinkish red. are reddish pink. It's more red than anything else. And then look at these yellow ones. Again, orchids in their full splendor and glory. Meeting the eyes. This could be uh, a wonderful picker-upper early in the morning. What better way to start one's day than with such splendor? Orchid again, a different kind of yellow, and notice all the spots on the inside. Again, orchid in its splendor as it blooms. We're back to some reddish purplish looking ones, and it's more purple with the green foliage in the background. What can one say about these? Just exceptional beauty, exceptional beauty. Who knew orchids could be so splendid in their blooming? More orchids for the delight of your eyes. Hidden gems in Ghana, in the backyard of somebody's garden, especially someone blessed with a green thumb, or we could say with flowery thumb. Some more yellow, and again you see the inside color, wonderful bloom for this orchid. And we get you back some roses, and you might notice different colors here as they are heading out of season. But look out, they're coming back next year again in their full splendor to entertain, to create sight for the eyes. And here we go again with some bright red, beautiful blooming orchid. Wonderful. And the green leaf or the green leaves are pushing their way over to remind the viewer that it's not just the blooming, but we, the leaves, also have a place that add to this kaleidoscope of coloring that makes this backyard garden such a hidden gem and such a beauty to behold. More beauty for the eyes to behold. Again, orchids, they tell the story. They're beautiful. They have to be cared for in special ways. They require a lot of attention, a lot of focus. But I think the person with a green thumb here or with a flowery thumb who's being featured does put the care, the time, the attention necessary to provide this result of beauty that is being seen in these photos. And a reminder, orchids can look like when they're not in bloom, when they're not in full flight. But again, the foliage, the green is still a thing to behold. And then spring comes and they spring forth in the magnificent beauty that we have beheld so far. We go to more purple for the viewing eyes. Look at these beautiful blooming orchids. Wonderful, marvelous, hidden gems in the backyard of a Ghana household. I like this. I like this picture. It captures the essence of what happens with an orchid. So it blooms, but it blooms out of somewhere. And look at those green leaves. They're like giant supporting casts, holding up and making sure that the bloom is unperturbed, its display is evident, and that its allure is captivating as it shines forth, inviting the viewer to take in its splendor. Orchid blooming, hidden gem in the backyard of a diligent, dedicated, I'm going to say horticulturist, even though by day her profession has nothing to do with the soil. But by night, by evening, by morning, she does produce the splendor that we have seen. And finally, we'll share a final bloom, one that you might have seen before, but it's a good place to end this show. Please enjoy. Look at it one more time. Again, we consider Ghana the place for the kente cloth, for the slave castles, for its beaches, for its rainforests, for its dance, its music, its food, all kinds of good food. But remember, when you go to Ghana, you should also take some time to find a beautiful garden, especially a backyard garden that is well cared for, well tended, and have a loving overseer providing the time, the energy, and the dedication to cause blooming flowers to array themselves in the splendor that we have witnessed. Hidden gems in the backyard of beautiful Ghana. I hope you enjoy the show. And if you do like this, then subscribe, click like, leave a comment, and I'll certainly share any comments with the dedicated gardener, horticulturist, earth person, green florathum person, Teki, and as I said, no last name to protect her identity. We don't want people flooding her inbox asking for tips on how to grow, to nourish and to cherish beautiful, wonderful orchids, as we have seen in this display. But thanks again for sharing your wonderful garden, and for the beauty, the splendor that you have created to, again, add to the folklore, to the lore, and to the enticement of beautiful Ghana. Peace.